Hi, and welcome to this game review. We're going to be taking a look at Lunch from the community. They're going to be playing Bebop. We're going to see if there's a way that we could have done a little bit more damage and also just some decision making that might have led this loss to a win. If you want your own game reviewed, come let me know in the comments below or come swing by the Discord and we can go from there. If you want more of these, I have a playlist full of the game reviews. You can just swing by and watch other ones that I've done for them. Thanks. Beep, beep. Look at you mantle sliding though. Look at that. Look at the punch. Nice. Would you only play this lane pretty passive after the first few fights? Okay. Well, at the moment you're being a little aggressive, so. They denied 2 of your souls, so be careful with that. Since one they had ult, we figured we could shut those down. Yeah. Both of their ults do a pretty good job of that. It's kind of taking a little bit of damage right there. So if you're being aggressive with that, try to play around the cover a little more. They're both very gun characters, so they can hit you pretty quickly and poke you more. And that's unfortunate you fell off when you hooked. Yeah, after this wave you can go by now. This Wraith never parried. Oh, after hook.
Sometimes you need a laser, sometimes you just need your fist.
Yeah, you should just... Okay, so from here, whenever you can, try to get the boxes too on the side. She needs to get out. Okay, so she's fine. So you should try to, like, in between, like, fightings, there's boxes that spawn at 2 minutes, like the ones behind us. You could have try to squeeze them in between while you're laning. Like after between the minion waves. Especially during this early part when there's not a whole lot you can do, you know, 3 minutes when you don't have all of your abilities. So like during this, I wouldn't even stay up here. I would go look for boxes. Or since you missed your hook, definitely. Or trying to take their neutral on the left. And then yeah, you went a little too aggressive and then took all the damage. You thought she would have after the first one? Yeah. Oh, that was a close card. Maybe 2 focus on the denies and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, okay, so doing this one, this is a healing right or just going back to base. I would just whack them, those ones. Yeah, just whack them. But yeah, in between, okay, good. You did good with that. Yeah, in between like waves, like during this, since you're riding and you're comboing with a holiday, just tell her, I'm assuming you're doing that. I wouldn't even go back to this. I would go get the other boxes over there temporarily and then come back. Fix. And she should play it slightly back underneath the Guardian while your healing right's going, since you get movement speed off of it. Hey, Dagger. And you're taking a lot of damage from this minion. Normally I would say to not let that happen, or sorry, to do that so you protect your Guardian, but since you're already low health, I would be playing more on the defensive side and just letting the Guardian actually take a couple hits so you don't. 200 off away. Yeah, the minions do a lot. Like, I mean, you just took 30 damage right there. And, you know, whenever you're 70-ish health, you know, no problem. But it's because, you know, you're 300. And that time, too, like, it's hard to, like, fully commit on a hook. And, you know, providing support when you're that low health. Especially as Bebop. Because you just, like, basically killed yourself. You pulled your death to you. You had 2 more. Yeah, if you had you know, half health or whatever, definitely. And then yeah, and that's just kind of a chain event because she got stuck too. And since you don't have it now, you get to just be on the defensive side. So just focus on clearing your waves and not being aggressive to the enemy unless you see Paradox. Paradox is the one you should look for. Don't try to fight with Wraith. And if you you really kind of wanted to, you could kind of like wait for the lane to get a little bit closer so Holiday gets souls too and doesn't miss it. Oh, let me change this so we don't see them. By the way, this is where you start. Probably get more. Probably since she got the spirit buff. Do you ever put bomb on minions? Since you're not doing gun build, or sorry, not doing spirit build, I would say maybe fucking bomb the minions and then knock them into the enemy if you're not gonna try that. So right here, you're being really aggressive the way. I wouldn't like that. Like that doesn't do a whole lot in my opinion. Holiday could do a better job of that. You just took 400 damage for kind of no reason to knock a minion wave down. Like you're up here at the front gate. When, like I said, you could try to take the neutral or take boxes to get some extra souls since you're behind. Lane clears. Okay, cool. You. I mean, you can work on that demon doing here now. So like instead of waiting this, you could spend a couple minutes go to the neutrals or to get boxes, or you and Holiday go to the church and clear the quick church and then come back. You'd have enough time instead of just waiting for like something. Because at the end, especially since you're behind, you want to try to get more souls to catch up. But once you have that lead, you of course want to keep that lead. So like you can clear that neutral and then pop healing right and then go to the church. But that makes sense. Yeah, you want to try to weave them in between. Like during this time, whenever there's nothing going on, instead of her being aggressive, y'all can go because you're doing this is a better use of your time and safer. Just trying to break that healing right. You gotta break that healing right. Tend to vie too much. That's okay. I mean, fighting's fun. That's one of the reasons why we play it. Otherwise, we'd be playing a PvE game, you know? Yeah, like seriously, like I mean, depending on how much you can play around with it, just like in a custom game or just against bots. Like even just sitting here and uppercutting, bombing minions. Because she still has healing right on there. Holiday should try to break it. But like fighting up there now, there's not a whole lot going on. And you're going here now, which is great. But if y'all did it sooner, you can wave it in between. Because the sooner you do it, the sooner they respond and the extra souls. Does Bebop DPS do better with shooting and then punching? I guess not because of the wind up. So, never mind. I was gonna say, did that even reach? Seems like it should, but look for less fights then. Only, I mean, if you're over, and you can be aggressive for sure, but you're not really there. And the thing here is you're doing this now, but your wave is up here fighting, and this is the time whenever you should actually be up there, because they're now shoving you, and you missed one minion, and minions give the most souls. So that's why you do the neutrals in between waves. So you missed one neutral, and then you also couldn't contest at all. And that centers it up. Like you do the centers now. Like both of y'all could whack this, and then one of y'all get the last hit, and then you go back to the wave. You like to for looking for poke and try to get value headshot? Yeah, totally. Because you proc it and then you have to wait. So like once you do this wave, and you clear that one, then you could try to go back and get this one here. Well, I mean, the wave's here now. It's a little too late because they're knocking on your door. But the quicker you can kind of clear these ones, if you're not trying to push the Guardian, weave in neutrals or boxes. Like that. That's what you would try to do. So you just kill this guy, and then, like I said, literally just go get the boxes now. Unless you're trying to fight on this. Since your Holiday's a bit behind, you're kind of okay-ish, but Holiday's almost 2k behind. Fighting this is kind of bad, but yeah, just like see this doot. You can go squeeze in a couple boxes. You can try to take their boxes. So the idea to kill creeps in the wave, then run for it. Yeah, that's exactly it. Unless you're trying to like actually fight at their door. Like in this instance, you wouldn't try to go do neutrals because you'd be trying to fight. if you're trying to actually take the Guardian and pressure. You doing this is good though. Like that, see how you did that between the wave? That's how you want to squeeze in neutral farming and box farming. You clear the wave, and then you think, are you in a position where you can pressure them or get a kill off of them? No. And then if you can think, okay, do we want to try to pressure the Guardian? And if it's no, then you back off and look for boxes or neutrals. If it's yes, then you do those things instead. But when the wave's there, that's when you do not want to do neutrals or boxes. Or at least one of you needs to be there. You push the wave and then you go, yeah, which is good. That's perfect. When the buff is about to spawn, you want to be super aggressive. You want to clear the wave as quick as you can so you can take the buff. If you're gonna look for a hook though, I think possibly this one, try to play on the bridge. Okay, she has a hook. That's unfortunate. And Wraith is behind, kind of killing y'all. So is the idea that each wave has a plan for what to do when the wave is dead? Kind of, yeah. You just kind of want to think about what you may want to do in between waves. And like, see, you wouldn't want to go clear neutrals off of this because you're knocking on the front door. This is an instance where you just want to fight because you're already here. So like, even if that neutral's up, don't do that one. This is one where you could possibly get a kill, especially since he's almost dead. Nice hook. Okay, now you back off. You don't even fight. You don't fight anymore. And you should back off here too. Like, she can knock them down, Holiday, but you don't want to. You want to kind of wait for your wave to get up here before you're like knocking on the door, because she's gonna have speed boost when she comes back, and so you don't want to take any extra damage if possible. Bonk. That wall was so rough. Yeah, that's Paradox's wall for you. Okay, Veilwalker's next. So yeah, y'all can just... Bebop, you can't shoot the Guardian through it. Yeah. I think that's kind of nice procking on the head. Yeah, so now just focus on the minions. Alright, minions are dead. This time, since they're both full health, you don't sit around and wait for this one. You look for other ways, and this is a time you go look for the boxes again. But since she's here, you could actually... Oh, you don't have hook. Never mind. I was like, you could try to look and get her. Holiday's about to have lasso. Can you uppercut her? I think you should have been a little higher for this one. You should have probably double jumped. Yeah, you have a little bit of idle time, so you want to try to avoid not being idle.
They've destroyed the Guardian on Yellow.
Whenever, so what I was saying though, whenever she swapped him, since she was so close, I think you could have like tried to uppercut her just away, because you may not get anything off of it, but it's going to ruin her plan. It's going to ruin her movement because she's not going to expect it. And then you could like jumped up from the lighthouse, whatever, the fucking phone booth, and then you could have ulted or something. Just something to provide some support for Holiday. I know it's not a whole lot, but
I could afford a quality relic.
well, I mean, you're playing a gun Bebop, so it's nice job. Yeah, and so again, during this one, as I said, I'm gonna stop unless I see something like super major. But like she is the perfect time. She should go to boxes, and you should be up here a little bit pressuring the lane to clear it. And then you can decide if you want to fight the Guardian, fight them, or go for neutrals. Because the sinners are spawned too, and taking the sinners are obviously really strong. That's unfortunate. Nice botting with that though. Alright, you just need to back off now, because she got away. And yeah, you're not going to get anything off of that, because she's half. You're being aggressive now. Who's that? Was that Paradox's Elk? Wow, she rushed out. It looks too aggro. Yeah, you're being right now. You're being a little too aggro. And now, what you should notice too, the urns here. Right, if you saw them pick up the urn, you should think they're going to be coming, and there's our Infernos already here. You see this? You should be like, oh shit, there's going to be one more, then possibly two, and then you're like, you need help. Like you'll need to like start talking. You'll need help, and now there's Dynamo. Yeah, okay. So once you saw that, you shouldn't have been at the front door. You should be behind. You should have been batting here. This was a good beam. He's trying so hard. Hold on, there's a lot going on. Let's see what else. Oh, you need to try to save Mina. Okay. And then uppercut. Oh, nice parry. Oh, you should have uppercut him backwards. That one you should have uppercutted him to your walker, not away from y'all, because since he was so low. Knock him into the eject. Okay, now let's see what everything you said. I need to look at the hierarchy of a fight like Deathy did. We did call this urn, which is good. We asked for some help. Yeah, they did rotate, but they rotated slightly too late. Whenever you see the urn, or definitely whenever you saw the Infernus and you saw them coming over, instead of playing at that wall, because you're putting yourself in a position to get hurt more, possibly from more, which is what happened. You should have backed up and played around the Guardian, or even fall farther back behind, at least once Dynamo showed up. And then you could have did everything else that you did. You would take a little bit less damage. Because you basically were putting yourself in a position to take a lot, since they're basically knocking on the front door, which is what they were. But you did the best you could, yeah. And then yeah, knock them that way, away from the enemies, so that your minions could get them, or that y'all could have jumped them. Yeah, the peel thing, yeah, that's basically it. And it's a little hard. I mean, I make my own, like even sometimes like I watch my own shit, like when I'm trying to learn on this one. Oh, so here for me. Okay, you're doing it good. Wait, no, you're not. Somebody needs to go on yellow. I was gonna say is like, even watching my own shit, I don't either fucking know what I'm looking for or what I could have done differently. So like what you're talking about with Deathy, like it's a little hard sometimes with that. This instance though, you should go over here. One of y'all needs to go over here, but since you are you, and I say that I've done this before, but when I say when you're you, because you're the one that getting reviewed, you're playing yourself. This would have been good for you to go over here to get these souls, and then you could take the bomb or neutrals. Okay, so there's now 3 here, and yeah, you're gonna start backing up. Viscous is 2, at least waiting for cover, or not cover, support. And now that's Mina and Hayes. So you should be on the bridge or quickly killing them. I was gonna say the bridge looking for a hook, but someone needs to kill the minions. So okay, now be on the bridge because you can look for a good hook instead of down here. You have more opportunity to see them on the bridge. Film respawning for a sec. Okay, I can pause. We'll pause. So this game. Yeah, or just League. Oh, you're talking about the fucking sorry, Diger. Your message didn't fucking showed up, or I didn't really see it because it's all the way at the bottom. Playing the PvE side to, or if you wanted to play PvE, you could just do like the League shit. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Clovis attacking his ball. Ball Clovis. Buddy. Yeah. Get it. Oh. Yeah. You're back? Sure. Not I don't need it. It's for you. You're taking a lot of damage when you can't. Don't, try not to go fight the Guardian with no waves when there's 3 people there. You just cancel your beam now. Hope. Yeah, you should just, yeah, try to play on the, go up on the bridge and then look for that hook. Nice. Yeah. You can like alternate. Yeah, see there's 3 here, people. I mean, I know you killed one, but that a new one was replaced. Maybe not respecting the wave. I mean, that one was just the Guardian. You didn't, because you didn't have a wave. Sometimes you can tank the Guardian and fight if there's like 1 person and there's 3 of y'all, but you're 1 person fighting 3 of them on their Guardian, and that's the situation where you don't want to do. Unless it was almost dead, and it was not almost dead. There's times where you said you can do that. I would just back off more. Fucking 300 damage, Doorman. Dorman's gun is ridiculous. So, what? I'm glad we heard fucking Holiday literally like so far away. Hooker? Oh, you don't have hook. Oh, the swap. Oh, the cube. Oh, the death. Yeah, it was a bad hook. I mean, the attempt was there. I think it looked like you were like debating for a second, like should I hook or not, and then by the time you decided to hook, she was already out. Viscous, yeah, a good viscous with cube is really nice.
Thanks for your help, Ava.
Meow. We can't fast forward because if I fast forward, my spectator shit could break. So we're just being here. Alright, you're back. Yeah, you could go here or you can go blue. I think I would have went blue. Their build's a little blame the viscous. Gun support? What's the expansion for? Your splatter? They have a little bit of they're like super hybrid. Which I don't think hybrid works with viscous. That one is a little too late. Yeah, you should rotate to get the Billy instead. Just this one you could tank go up a little bit to try to get him. The replay view is buggy. Yeah, there needs to be Dota and CS level, but it's not. It's better. I mean, yeah, it's good for Rick's best shot. Yeah, that's the normal gun build with it. But like I said, it's just a weird build because it's like some spirit. Like I wouldn't get the expansion, but and then. Also rescue beam. Whatever. That was a good hook. You're afraid of Dynamo, I think, so you backed off. You should. That's a good respection. Oh, that's good respecting it because he does have it. Expansion was on his punch. That's kind of what I'm thinking. It's either the punch or the goo, but since he has life steal, you should ult. Okay, good. Now you should probably back off or look. I think he has it on his fist as well because he has life strike. This is a scuffle. Everyone's everywhere. How did that hook? I call bullshit on that one. I would stop hooking Paradox though. Because of her outfire and what she does, I would just stop her. Stop chasing or stop hooking Paradox. All skills. Yeah. Y'all need to back up. Once y'all got the Guardian, I know this is a little hard. Well, y'all should have backed up or rotated to Holiday or something because Infernus just took this. So in this situation, once y'all got the Guardian, y'all are shoving this down. But you're dying because of this. And now Holiday died. So this, once y'all got that Guardian, y'all should have done your best to just retreat. And now Wraith is going to be pressuring green. Yeah, this happens at times where they're overstaying. This one's a bad situation, and you don't want this one. You can't save this. Don't even go. Good. Whenever that's like a situation, if you like overstay your welcome, and that one was one of those situations. So what you can do in those situations is like once you like are about to get this, kind of try to look at the mini map and roughly see the state of the map and see if there's like still like 4 or 5 enemies, you know, at the Guardian while you're fighting and you're maybe a person down, or there's stuff happening else on the map. Try to call retreat or something to leave, instead of like continuously fighting for another 30 seconds to a minute while this stuff is happening on the map. I think they get mid. Yeah, they got mid, and mostly the game is over at this point. Like there's not really gonna be a way to come back, unless y'all play it safely, but I mean, since you lose, you don't. And by safely, I mean, it's hard to come back from this point from this anyways. Like you don't have to, like, they're not super far ahead soul ways, but you're not doing it. So I don't know if I would do this. Yeah, so the reason why I was saying do that, so in that situation, they mostly had map control. You don't know where anyone is. You only see that in Furnace, but it's you and Holiday, so you're thinking like, oh, we can do this. We could totally do this, just one. And Furnace is almost 10k ahead of y'all, and a Fed in Furnace is hard to kill, but they also have the rejuve, and that's the main reason why. So it's really hard to be aggressive while they have rejuve, and it's really hard to be aggressive against a 10k ahead, right? 8k ahead in Furnace. So and then now you can't fight up there. So whenever they have rejuve and you're in the situation again in the future, this time, again, like look at the map, kind of see how things are. If you don't see anyone except for one person, you should play on the cautious side when you're behind, because since you are behind, and be like, they can jump you anywhere, and that's kind of what happens. Paradox can run quickly and etc., so she can jump you, and they can follow up and protect their buddy, and that's what happened. You think it mostly came down to overstaying past the Guardian? I think so, yes. Honestly, I think the game decision was lost because y'all lost there. I literally think around the 20-minute mark, because deaths are so long, or they start being longer. If they didn't get mid-boss, it'd be a different story, but since they got mid-boss off of it, I think the game was decided at that point. If you didn't die here a second ago either, it probably would have been closer, and there's still been a chance to like come back from it. But since y'all did die there, right here, when you hooked the Infernus, and they still, like I said, they still have rejuve. Like right now, this is the time you possibly could have, like if you're in a situation, you could have still fought that Infernus, because you can see people on the map. Right? You see 2 here, you see 1 here, and you see, I guess, 1 more. So you could have been hooked Infernus if you just find a lone person in that instance. But when you don't see everyone and you only see 1 and you don't really have map presence, it's very risky, and that is why he died. Yeah, I really think that basically like I said, that fight unfortunately was the game decision map, a game decision fight. So what I was gonna say, sorry, because I got sidetracked, is the 20-minute mark roughly, or after the 20-minute mark, try to look for, or be aware, I guess, of the impact of fights. Oh my gosh, camera fixed itself. And by impact, oh, I'm just letting it happen. Okay. Now we're just gonna back in the corner while this happens. Oh my gosh. Go to you. Okay. Quiet. Okay. So at the 20-minute mark, roughly, because that is when you got that Guardian, was around the 20-minute. Think of the impact that could happen by winning or losing a team fight. And the 20 to 25-minute mark is when games normally get mid-boss. I say normally because as people get better, that's normally what happens. When people aren't really fully aware or as coordinated, they're like, don't capitalize on those kills. But since y'all were like 2 or 3 down and they did mid-boss, and that is why they did it, because y'all were down, you know, a couple. And then it's difficult to come back. And then that death while you were down is kind of the, I guess, the cement, because then you're fighting at a disadvantage while they have reju buff. And yeah, I don't know if I necessarily would be like, there's times where it probably was fighting, it was over fighting, overstaying your welcome, and there's times where, you know, it was justified. But you know, in the instance when you're down, like this part when are you trying to chase the Infernus? This one, yeah. So I guess were you trying to find Infernus? Because you can't fight him. You can't really fight one person at all by yourself. And oh, okay. That's good. That's good. That's good that you get him. What I was gonna say again was like, you're like putting yourself into like you're going now. This fight that's happening that you just left. This is a winning. This is a win-lose fight. I know, like normally I totally say this lane needs to happen, but losing this fight, you lose the game. Like 100%. Everybody needs to be here right now. You leave, like I know this needs to happen. Like the lane normally would be fixed, but they're gonna chase. They're 40k ahead. This was a win-lose fight, like the game. I don't know if you being present would have won the fight. Normally fixing the lane is good, but 30 minutes in, whenever you don't really have a whole lot of your base, being here, staying there was the right decision. Try to call retreat. Yeah, if they retreated, that would have totally been okay for you to go clear the lane and not chase. What would have been in an ideal situation? Getting the kill like you said was what you needed, but then what you should have done, or everyone rather, it's just hard, is retreated and get the urn, because the urn would have been on your side, and that would have been a way to come back. But since nobody retreated, at that point you had to kind of stay, and then that was why. Like I said, unfortunately, that was I don't know if you would have changed the fight. But the fact that you weren't there definitely did change the fight, and then there wasn't coming back from that because the game was already over. Earn with numbers, yeah. So there's a thing here that I wanted to look, because it says there's a high skill range party. I wanted to kind of see. So that was green overall. So that was Arcanist. So your team your Mina was Initiate, literally Initiate. Your Holiday was Seeker. Your Viscous was Emissary. And then all of y'all were Ritualist. On their side, they only had one Seeker, and they had two Emissaries, and then one person that doesn't play and one Alchemist. So that's probably the other reason why I was a little less coordinated, honestly, was because that Mina, is Initiate, and your Holiday is Seeker. So that's what kind of causes the high skill range, I think, is because of y'all two. But their side, their Doorman was a Seeker. But everyone else was either rich, except for the Wraith. I'm not clicking the Wraith profile. But everyone else was either Emissary or Ritualist. With the two Emissary for sure being Billy and Paradox. Do I use that? I'm looking at a stat logger. I don't fully I'll go check it at times to see things, you know, just occasionally, like in my own games at times. But once I saw this, because I don't see this, once I saw this made me kind of question some of the balance on it. And then that with Mina being Initiate does kind of make me think that even more, that it might have been a little bit better coordination wise if Mina was someone else, which is unfortunate. If you get another another Bebop, because of Billy. If you get another Bebop game that you think was a little bit closer, you know, but you still end up losing, I can take a look at it over the weekend and still do that for you. You didn't even realize that was I've never seen this either. I'm used to this, but I'm not. I was like, why is there extra text? And I guess I can't. What should I do just for me? Those kind of what we talked about. if you looked at in general. I'll try to summarize from what I briefly remember. I think was playing a little bit better around your objectives whenever the map's being pressured, and being aware of your map is the other thing. Then consider the risk versus reward at times when you want to be aggressive. Like, man, I really want to be aggressive. Just as quick as you can, which I know is hard. Think or look at your items, map, your souls, and who you want to fight, and then health. And which is hard. It's totally hard. You're gonna have to like play around like what you look around a lot of the times to do that. And sometimes, I mean, I don't fucking do it. I just go all in. But it's also kind of the feel for the match. If I feel like everything's kind of back and forthy, I'll do it. If we're winning a lot of the times, I honestly don't do it. I just go with emotion. But on the back burner, I try to play more mentally, thinking on what to do or what counter items to do. So that's kind of like, you'll have to try to play around with what you may like. Maybe just the key importance is just looking, like, you can just look at your health. Like, honestly, like, do I have the health to be aggressive? Yes, no. If you're half health and it's middle of the game, maybe if you can get Veil Walker heals off enough. If it's laning and you're half or under and you're being pressured, probably not. You can swing half for some counter stuff. Yeah, that's good. I saw that. It was good. You can, I mean, you don't need to share. I mean, you can share me just another game of you doing or partying. I don't fucking care who you play with. You play whoever you want. I just meant like, I mean, even in general, like, you get another game that says skill rate, like another with this, and it's still like a much of a difference. I'm fine with taking a look at it. I don't care. Yeah, you're taking like, and like, so like, even just with the health during laning phase, try to avoid taking minion damage when you can. If you're in front of your minions, the minions are going to attack you. That's how they are. That's how they're programmed. And then the same thing with the guardians. There's a little bit of ways to mechanic around the the AI on the guardians, and because their behavior is slightly different. But trying to poke a guardian when there's 3 enemies and the guardian's half health isn't one of those situations, right? Then the other thing was, because I've only been paying attention a little bit more to this one, because is like I mentioned, like, looking at the time of the game, considering the value of fights. That's something which is why I mentioned that. I've been working on trying to improve that one, and I think it's helped me. Which, like I said, is like 20 to 25 minutes. A team fight at that point is a lot of the time game changing or game ending, because you can get mid boss off of it, and mid boss is a coordinated mid boss is just GG, because mid boss is too strong. So try to like play around that, and then whatnot. Pushing water plus 6 feet. Yeah, exactly. That's another one. So I'm assuming you got that from Deathy. So I watch this shit too. I watch a lot of people that do like other educational shit, and then I put it into practice for myself so that I can also help y'all, because with them being larger streamers and whatnot, or larger communities, it's harder to get specific questions answered and whatnot. So I try to apply what they have, and that was like I like learned that from him, 3-4 months ago or something, during one of his wonderful drawing not seminars, one of his drawing videos. And then I've heard it repetitive, and then I was like, oh, and once I started applying that, I didn't skyrocket in rank, but I have climbed stairs in rank. Very slow stairs. So yeah, during the between this, you never really could do that during this lane, because your guardian never went down until like the 10-minute mark during that urn fight, right? So you really couldn't really like fully capitalize of not pushing the walker too hard. But during that's where, like I said, you kind of weave in the neutral farming with you weave in the neutral farming while you're doing waves.